Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to Ari Shaffir's Skeptic Tank number 24. For this one, I actually recorded this in Manhattan. I was visiting New York. I went to Buffalo, and then I figured I'd tool around New York City for a few days. I love doing stand-up in New York. I love it. It's so much fun. I don't know, there's something romantic about it or something. But while I was there, I was hanging out with my friend Kurt Metzger, who lives there, and we got to talking about his formerly religious upbringing. He was one of the crazy Christians, and he hates it now. He is unapologetically just against that lifestyle now, and it's super fun to listen to him. We're gonna make some changes at the Skeptic Tank in the next few weeks and stuff. First and foremost, hopefully, I'll have a new episode every Monday, so check back. Secondly, you can now subscribe just to the Skeptic Tank. Go to iTunes, look up Ari Shaffir's Skeptic Tank, and you'll see it. Or it'll be on Stitcher also, and on my website, arishafir.com or arithegreat.com. I still can't decide which one I should tell people about. Whatever, they point to the same site, so it doesn't matter. And that's it. Old episodes from here and before will still be available at deathsquad.tv or at the Death Squad iTunes channel, or also on my website, arishafir.com. So, with that being said, sit back and enjoy Skeptic Tank number 24, Religiot.
As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way.
I'm ready. Hello, welcome to Ari Shaffir's Skeptic Tank. That's the name of my podcast.
You're the Skeptic Tank?
Uh-huh.
It's called the Skeptic Tank?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It's because, I like to rethink things. And then,
Have you, do people listen to it?
yeah, it's got like a lot of listens.
How many listens do you have?
Like 80 to 100,000 per
Really?
episode, yeah.
Is that all carryover Amazing Racist fans?
Some of them, yeah.
They really like how you fix those dirty Mexicans with a hilarious prank?
Yes, it is the online racists.
The way
Online community
and
racist.
today, Ari texted me that he saw an old black lady with beautiful cans walking down the street.
Did have beautiful cans.
And I said to Ari, yeah, that's Sheila. I know her. She collects recyclables. I realize that your Jew eyes see a treasure trove of nickels when she wheels them down the street. But those people don't save like your
5
people.
cents.
So
5
why don't you?
Cents, 5 cents.
Well, don't call attention to it.
Have you seen that lady? You haven't. They're great.
No.
They were jiggly and fucking big and round. And her nipples were popping out through the bra. You know those?
You sound like R.
Through the bra
Crumb.
and shirt.
What if an R. Crumb comment?
Fat. So hey, first of all, we did the Nasty Show together. We met like a couple years ago doing the Nasty Show in Montreal, and then I found out that you're some old religious person.
Yep, I have. Because were you a rabbi?
Yeah, I was
were
like
you trained to be
an
a
RIT.
rabbi? Like for real, right? Like you went to Israel and everything?
Yeah, for 2 years.
What is that?
My phone. I don't even know where
Oh,
it
it
is.
sucks,
My
dude.
pocket. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I was a minister. I was Jehovah's Witness my whole life, and then I stopped around 20 or 21, around when I was doing stand up, and but almost anyone that gets baptized, I think anyone that gets baptized becomes ordained as a minister.
As a minister, right away.
When you're baptized, you get ordained. Oh, this dog! God damn it! Why are we doing a podcast
so
next to this
bitey.
son of a bitch dog? They ordained, like when I got baptized. That's when I was considered ordained, and I'm pretty sure the reason
How
for
old were
that
you get baptized?
I
Like
was
7 days old.
17.
Oh.
And so the reason for that, I'm pretty sure, is like Jehovah's Witnesses can't join the military. And so if you get drafted, you can get a minister deferment.
Oh, smart.
You know what I mean? And because I don't know if you know this, you're not supposed to be in the military and be a Christian. I don't know.
Why?
Because God doesn't give a fuck about your country. Why do people think that?
Oh.
I mean, I don't know well, I get why Jews think that because that's in your book. But in the Christian book, he don't give a fuck about your country at all.
About borders?
Like, he doesn't care that World War II is the most noble and wonderful, just war. Like, you can't be a Catholic and bomb another Catholic. Like, that transcends your national. So, like I always tell you, dude, like, Christians are delightful, I think. They're wonderful people. There's fucking 3 of them. They're like unicorns. And the rest of you are fucking phonies. You're on a football team.
What What do you mean?
They're just, it's you like to say you're Christian the way you're a fucking Eagles fan.
Oh, come on, dog.
Listen, I don't want people to hear me beat this dog on your podcast.
Beat the fuck out of it. Get out of here.
Will you take the dog? Where? Just in the room or something. He's being a cocksucker.
He's being a fucking cocksucker.
God damn. This fucking adopted dog, dude.
Where did you find him from?
We got him from a rescue in the park, and it's like leasing a car, how complicated it is to adopt a dog.
You gotta walk him, his leg is hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a refurb. He had open heart surgery or something.
I'm telling you, just put it down and get a new one.
They told me he has all Sony guts. So
all what? Sony?
He's all Sony guts, they said, so...
all right, so what? So you got ordained as a minister at what? You're 17. What does that mean?
Well, look, if somebody's knocking on your door to minister, everybody gets trained in the Bible.
Yeah.
Or the Jehovah's Witness way of studying the Bible.
Did you believe in that stuff?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the smug satisfaction of understanding why the world is sad.
What?
That's the part I miss most about it is the smug feeling that I understand why the world is this way and you don't really.
Because they don't believe?
Yeah, you didn't read what I read and you don't have the hope that I have for the future. And
that's why there's war. And
you're lost. You're lost in darkness.
So you just feel better than everyone?
It's the best feeling in the world, dude.
Yeah.
That's the part I'm the most angry about is how much I want to believe, and they just make it impossible for me. They make it fucking impossible for me.
Dog, look away. Okay.
I'm going to beat this dog on a podcast.
Why did he start biting hands?
Because you encouraged it before.
I didn't encourage him. I was trying to take my hands away from his mouth.
Yeah, look at him.
He wants to bite hand.
It's not a live podcast. It's cool. Yeah.
I'm not editing it, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that takes a lot of work, so this is all in.
This listenership's going to drop, especially when I beat this dog.
It's going in. Maybe I'll cut it out if it sounds too gruesome.
You might have to. Now he wants to be involved.
He's going to start growling in like a
second. This kind. They're smart. They're not like my bulldog. He knows.
Okay, get down and out. Get down and out. And out.
It's like a Pitt Doberman mix. Okay. He's a little son of a bitch.
This is already derailed completely.
Yeah, just whatever. Nobody cares about this dog. So what were you asking me again? What were we talking about?
So when did you leave that stupid religion?
I was living with my girlfriend secretly. And my girlfriend was going.
Your non-religious girlfriend?
I was engaged to this girl, Jessica Delfino, who's a guitar comic.
Yeah.
You might have heard play guitar or whatever. And she was we were in college together, and she was going to. She was a stripper when I met her, paying her way through college, and like I shacked up with her, and she was going to convert to like make my mom happy.
Really? To Catholic?
Yeah.
To Jehovah's Witness.
To Jehovah's Witness. So we started going Kingdom Hall a little bit, but then
Wait, she went for real?
And I was like, I don't think you should do that. I discouraged it because I was like, don't fucking join a religion you don't believe in for that shit. Like, she's like, well, your family, you're gonna lose your family. I was like, she didn't understand. I was getting like pussy was like so much better than my stupid family. Like,
yeah,
I was like it was like the second girl I ever fucked. So there's no way I was gonna stop fucking pussy for my dumb shit miserable family. God, I mean, like when my mom called me, I was like, really take a walk.
You're like, I love doing this, so there's no way I'm gonna stop.
It wasn't even my being a skeptic. I started when I was 17 also become a skeptic because I used to read a magazine called Skeptic. I used to get from the bookstore next to the Wiz where I worked.
What was it?
It was called Skeptic Magazine.
Who wrote it?
Michael Shermer.
Michael Shermer, yeah. I like that guy.
I read that when I was 17. I started reading it. So that kind of like put a seed of doubt in my head. But really it was just pussy that really got. And then the final nail in the coffin was this other comic, Jay Okerson. When I had started comedy, he was just like, listen, if I saw a burning bush or a guy walking on water or any of that stuff, like I would believe in something, but I just have the story of it.
I haven't seen it, yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, that's the simplest, best argument for why you're a fucking moron to believe that shit is like, it's a lie. So but the simplicity of the obvious answer of that would never have come to me unless unless a number of things, like I was a shitty kid and didn't want to do what I was supposed to, like that helped me. But that simple argument, I was like, yeah, of course, obviously. This is insane that I would think that these stories are real. Because in real life, nothing cool is real that you hear about. Nothing. UFOs and magic and shit, none of that shit is real.
I read in some magazine that it might have been a Michael Shermer quote, actually, but the instances of fairy sightings in the 1850s
Dude,
were identical to
Giannis,
the instances percentage-wise
yes,
of UFO sightings in
yes,
like the 1970s.
But you know why Giannis Papa? He has a good joke, dude, that I would love to steal from him. So it's a great joke. He does that character now, like some kind of like Puerto Rican tranny. I can't remember what it's called, but it's kind of popular.
Yeah.
If you Google Giannis Papa, it's a funny character.
Okay.
But he's a joke about how, like, you know what never gets haunted? You know those haunting shows like science labs? You've never heard one haunted science lab.
Because they have explanations for everything.
We were going to cure cancer, but then a ghost knocked our beakers. I don't know how it goes, but it's such a good point. There's all these celebrity fucking ghost stories. There's not one physicist ghost story show.
No.
Scientist stories of the supernatural.
They're like, well,
because they're not fucking stupid, and they're smarter than you, and that's why they don't believe that shit. And when I was religious, I'm like, the scientists don't know. I asked my father that. Why do scientists even study evolution when we have the Bible that God provided for us? Why are
when
they
you're religious, you
bothering
ask them
with
that?
this nonsense? And my dad told me is because they didn't want to live by God's moral standards. Like, basically, they get so much science pussy that they could never walk away from that to be a Christian. And that's why they're making up fossil shit. You know, remember that? How all these scientists were fucking all through high school? It's hard. When you get that much pussy to be a Christian,
that's what
as a scientist.
He didn't want to trade it in?
That's what all Christians, because they're such Arabs about pussy. They think that, like, that's what it's all about to them. That Christian girls fuck like animals. They're great at it. Listen, I would settle down with one fucking Christian bitch that lets me do anal. They all do that shit. They're awesome about it. You know what I mean? That's not the problem I have. The problem I have is with your dippy stories. And, like, can you just fix them for me so I can hang out?
What do you mean? Like I love it so much.
I don't want to hear you dumb stories. I mean, like, you know.
Well, I like how they enjoy science sometimes, but then other times they're just like, no, fossils are made up. No, the Earth is
just
not this many years old.
Just believe what you look at and just tell. You know, it's like, it's so easy. And, like, you know, this is why I like Jews. Honestly, is I like how reasonable Jews are for how unreasonable they are to even be Jews, but how reasonable they are because like the God that they're worshiping is a fucking complete asshole. It's like you worship Gaddafi, basically, in terms of some maniac that will kill you for no reason and just makes up insane rules that you all have to do. You know what I mean? No bacon. You just imagine his little fucking colonel hat and medals. Like, because I figured out bacon's bad. Don't touch my magic box or you'll be killed. Right?
The Ark?
The Ark of the fucking magic box covenant. Remember that story? You remember that from Rabbi? The box. This fucking poor guy gives a shit about your faggoty box. your faggot God's box, and he tries to hold it up, and God strikes him dead.
If only the
because you're not even allowed to touch that, even if you're helping.
Only the high priest could touch it.
Do you know what I mean? And you guys are so nice, and you have to worship this sack of shit. And you come up with, like, all these ways to get around his insane rules. Like, that's why people like, oh, Jews are lawyers, because that's what you have to do. You have to face this maniac in court every fucking day just so you can get through your lives.
Do you know what they invented? You know how you can't turn on off lights on the Shabbat?
Yeah, that's
So they have this thing that breaks the circuit.
Yes.
So that on its own, so then you can flip the switch to on, and then when it unbreaks the circuit, the light will then go on.
Because they don't want to get struck with fucking leprosy.
Yeah, for nothing.
You know what I mean? They know that's stupid. They're like, yes, but we worship this maniac, and you see what he does?
Yeah, doesn't seem very just.
You see Libya, like, you're going to not fucking set up that rig? You have to. You got to still live your life.
My problem was he didn't seem fair. Like, I had these Protestant friends in college who used to pray for me.
No, he's fair if you're an ancient Jewish closeted homosexual. Then he's very fair with all his policies.
You know, the Jewish policy is that Jews can be homosexuals. It's just a sin. They're just supposed to, an urge is supposed to not face.
That's all of the Middle East policy is you can just don't be in love with the guy. Because let's face it, that really is what is gross. Like, that's really what's gross about it.
Being in love with him?
That's what grosses me out. I mean, I could watch rape. I saw Oz. I saw.
Yeah.
What's the one?
It's the
Deliverance.
It's the gentle kissing that turns you off.
It's the two men looking into each other's eyes, like loving each other like human beings, is just fucking repulsive. It's fucking disgusting. Okay, I watched Oz where the dude made a guy bend over with pantyhose on his head, and he jagged a spoon up his asshole. And I was like, wow. I called my friend to see if he saw it. I'm like, don't worry, I recorded that, dude. You know, and it's like, and that's perfectly okay. It's like that show Torchwood. Remember that? There's like a Sci-Fi Channel
it's
show.
Torchwood.
It's a Doctor Who spinoff, and the characters are bisexual, which I'm not out. Okay, I'll watch. But they have fucking sex scenes with dudes, and not like the guy's riding him, like sensuously rolling his hips and shit. Not like, you know, maybe I'm old fashioned. I like a nice bent over gay missionary style, but like that's fucking repulsive. How in love they look, dude. They candles lit.
I worked for a tranny, my summer job. English transsexual. He was a woman trapped in a man's body, and he only liked to fuck straight men.
Yes, well, that's how.
And he said that's how they would do it. They would drape his legs over their shoulders, and then he would just ride them.
Oh God, that little wiener laying on your belly button.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Well, I showed you that my Facebook messages, right?
Oh yeah,
from a tranny, and I'm really comfortable with like that. I had that fisting joke, but about someone texted me a picture of a guy getting fisted that I used to do.
Yeah.
But realize that's a friend of mine who's a hairdresser that he showed me on his phone, and I asked for the picture so that I could send it to
other people
on like their graduations and shit for my brother's graduation. And you could just fill in the blank of hilarious message, and it was a fucking and it didn't bother me because there's no lovemaking in that whatsoever.
It's just a giant fist in
that.
That
is just fucking bro.
I feel like I've seen that.
I need to
feel like
just
it was going
fist
around
blast
like a few years ago.
And that's like, but that's, you understand, like that's how I'm homophobic. Like that's everyone's gut instinct, and like that's all these religions, and you know what I mean. Like
is what is that? It's gross.
Is like, oh, you love the guy, like you of course you rather have pussy, but sometimes you got to bang it out with a dude. That's really how a lot of men feel.
Different level of masturbation.
You know, and I don't feel that way. But if I went to prison for 20 years, I don't know what the hell would happen to me. I was watching a show.
You got to assume you'd probably fuck, right?
Well, it's not that I assume. I just I wonder what my depth would be before I got that desperate. Like, you know, like how you don't know what you do until you're in a certain situation. My valuable currency of not doing gay shit that I still hold on to. You know, you could have that stripped away from you, I guess, but I hold on to it because I'm not fucking gay. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But anyway, so this tranny, you saw, she's emailing me.
Yeah.
And
she's
by
really
the way,
coming on to you.
I mean, LOL, you're so hot. And XXO. And like, I first of all, I didn't even look at the picture. I knew it was a tranny because the name was like fucking Blanche Dubois, Delebois. So, you know, like they love giving themselves these fucking cheese dick Tennessee Williams names because it's a man it's a man pretending to be a woman, basically. And
it's like that's supposed to be the most fabulous woman ever.
So all these messages, and I write, dude, you better be post-op to be laying this on me. And then he wrote back, LOL, how did you know? Because your dumb name and like. No, women aren't this forward, okay? So then, all these things, like, you want to come, and Rick Nice inviting me to things, and like, where I'm not like, I don't want to be like, I'm grossed out by a tranny hitting on me. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not grossed out by it. Like, I want to.
He's not into it, but
I'm just not into it, but I'm not going to be, I'm not like, some people are like, oh.
Some people fight over that.
Somebody would hunt this dude down for that, but I don't give a shit. All right, so fine. That's fine. I like attention. So I go, so he sends like another like thing, you're so hot. I'm like, gross. That was my next message.
Gross. Sure is gross.
And then like, and then I put this thing on my Facebook about how I don't think you can pray to God to take your gay away because I pray to the devil every day to make me a homo. You know, so every day I pray to the God of show business to enter me and make me want to suck a dick so I can afford this rent that I have to pay here in this nice gay neighborhood.
Because all the gays, they all have better jobs.
I don't feel a single thing for these balls and wieners, and that's how I know it's not a choice. But anyway, so I put that on my Facebook, something to that effect, and then I get a message, if you need help with paying your rent, let me know. I haven't heard from this tranny in months.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was like 3 months later.
3 months later.
One day, same day, then 3 months.
I go, dude, I'm doing an hour, and I want to. This is hilarious. This whole like interaction. I want to read. Can I use your real name? Would you mind?
Because it's so fabulous.
Because this is hilarious. Like,
yeah.
And I have a thing about how like I know I'm not gay because I get high end tranny blowjobs whenever I felt like it. So I guess that insulted this person. This she's post op, so we'll call her a ball skin vaginaed woman, and she goes.
Deep pockets.
This is my favorite part, because she wrote back, like, offended, like, I do not like being referred to as a high-end tranny. I'm sorry if you thought I was coming on to you.
Yeah.
I'm just a fan.
Right. That's right.
By the way, I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor.
And what does that mean? What does that have to do with anything?
By the way, doctor, when they say that, like, that's the justification for every weird pervert thing. It's like, doctors and lawyers come here and get ball gagged, and, like,
hell yeah.
The doctor thing means nothing to me, by the way. But, so... I'm a doctor. I mean, it's hilarious, dude. The operation fucking works. She is a woman. Only a woman would lead you on like that. What? Well, I just wanted to be friends. I know I was very forward. What do you mean? Like, wow, you really became a woman, bro. Congratulations.
You finally figured out
Congratulations.
how to blue ball a man.
But then this is ridiculous thing. Like, what's the difference between me hitting on you and a woman? Like, aside from the obvious fucking axe wound of a difference, like, are you out of your fucking skull to say that?
What do you think the difference
is? Are you that delusional that you're like, I don't even see what the difference is? The difference is, like, I don't like Diet Coke and I like Coke. Like, what do you mean you don't get the fucking difference?
They clearly see the difference.
Do you see what your awful fucking surgical wound vagina looks like? I go online and look at them.
Have you seen them? What do they look like? Not good?
It looks like somebody ruined a dick. I mean,
no, it doesn't really. What do they look like?
You know what? Listen, if you're going to do that, no, you end up having to, listen, talk to my buddy Brian McCarthy. He'll tell you, you end up having to fuck him in the ass a lot of times because the fucking hole's not right.
Oh, really?
He has a hilarious thing. There's a joke that he said a long time ago that fucking I've seen on a family. This is his joke. Like, he ended up having to go in his trainee's ass. He's on Coke because that's what Coke does. That's what they're waiting for, straight guys on Coke that'll fucking do that.
What?
Coke will make you, if you get doing enough Coke, I think it could warp you into doing all kind of shit.
Oh.
I've jerked off to horse porn. I told you that. That was the worst
thing
I ever did.
That's right.
And I premeditated, like,
I'm going to do this.
Like, I want to see a horse come on a human woman, like,
as
now.
As I jizz.
Yeah, and that's like, I'm going to have to, like, I saved the load for that. Like, it wasn't like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to have to answer to God for that. I still believe that. I'll have to answer to God for that. Definitely. Did I save the nut for the fucking horse blowing on a woman? Jesus is going to.
Is that still in you sometimes? The Jesus stuff? Like, do you still feel sort of guilty for it?
We didn't believe in heaven and hell like that. We had our own fucking hilarious thing.
What did Jehovah's Witness do?
Oh, it's you live forever on earth in a paradise and high five a dolphin or something and play volleyball with a reindeer. And it'll be a big table of fruit with a white guy and a black guy and a Chinese guy standing next to it.
What?
And like the future the future Garden of Eden.
144,000?
Yes, and then 144,000 go to heaven to rule as kings. I mean, I'm not even
clear.
clear.
Total souls ever. 144,000.
The rest of the people live forever on earth, like Adam and Eve were supposed to.
So I'll live forever on earth? So not one of the 144,000?
Well, you never know. You become anointed. You don't know if you're anointed. And the way it worked in my congregation, or I remember, is some people just said they were fucking anointed, and we believe them.
Why would they lie about doing something really cool?
Well, this one, I remember Fran Sonato, sister Fran Sonato. I remember her, and they said she was anointed. And like, if anybody was, it was her. I mean, that's when I talk about meeting 3 Christians. Like, she was one, definitely.
She was like a nice Christian.
When I was at college, fucking up and banging pussy and, having fun and shit. Like, I remember going to church and faking it, and her taking me aside and giving me $100 out of her pocket because she heard I was in college, which they don't really encourage you to do, go to college. And clearly, she knew I was doing that. Like, she wasn't stupid. That was a lot of money to her that she just gave me, which I got weed or something.
Probably, right?
And she was just being nice to me. She didn't give a fuck if I did that. You know what I mean? Like
so, happy, man.
So, and she spoke like 6 languages and like knocking on doors, and people wouldn't even convert some of them, but they like just having her come up. You know what I mean? So that's like a Christian to me. It really is. I mean, I feel bad that if there is an afterlife and I'll have to see her and that we're going to watch that movie review with Jesus of my life and she's going to see that horse porn thing.
So Jesus takes time out of his day and just watches with everybody?
Don't you watch those near-death things where the fucking guy, like, you come back.
I did hear Michael
You
Shermer.
get a life review and then you watch like the DVD of your life with like Jesus or something. And
I love that it's like I saw my whole life in front of me. It's like that proves God is real. And I'm like, why? Because he fucked up and thought you were going to die, and then
you seriously
started to press play.
I got to watch my whole. I mean, I literally just saw that life like 2 seconds ago. I have to watch the whole fucking thing again with you. Like, you watch it and tell me.
I know this part. I
don't want to watch my whole. And then also the jerking off part. Holy shit, dude!
So much the movie.
I mean, can we just fast forward? Listen, I'm cool if you want us to watch it, but like, it's just a lot of it. It's a lot.
They should just have a counter on the side. We're gonna skip these scenes, but it's just gonna keep going up every time in this movie. You had like 4 more.
He probably edits it, dude. He's cool.
Yeah.
That's why it's not that long.
Why would you have to watch
everybody's life story is about 5 minutes after the jerk off parts get edited out, so it's like not a big deal.
I heard Michael Shermer talking to this guy who believed in the afterlife because he talked about that when people are they see their life story and stuff, and I think Shermer said something like,
well,
if you start to suffocate someone, they'll do the same thing. Just
yeah,
cutting
but
off
listen,
oxygen.
the thing to look for if you want to get to the bottom of it, because I watch a lot of that shit, and there's some things that the doctors are like, there's no way they knew that, but the going and seeing your family and all that, it is localized to Western culture. That's what is kind of disappointing.
Oh, really?
I don't want to believe that, honestly.
But in other cultures, they don't have that.
They looked it up. Almost nobody goes to hell. Almost nobody when they have that.
When they have that experience, it's always a nice thing.
And only people really from Western countries have the whole Jesus or even like a love thing. A lot of people, they look it up, dude.
A lot of them don't have afterlives at all, do they?
They don't believe. So,
So what are
I
they
don't know
getting?
what, listen, who knows what the fuck it is, dude? It is how it is. And I would like to be like, oh, I know. It's just I don't have the ability. You're not giving me the tools to lie to myself. This is my problem. You're not giving me the tools that I need to lie to myself like you are. And I'm asking you for those tools. I have no fucking health insurance. I can't pay my fucking rent. I have no credit. Like, clearly I'm filled with faith. I exist on nothing but faith. Yeah. So you're not utilizing me and helping me like you could. And all I'm asking you to do is take the fucking, just change the dumb shit you're going to change anyway. Like the fossil thing where you can't get that we came from monkeys when obviously we came from fucking monkeys.
They clearly did.
How the fuck how are you from the Middle East and you don't think you came from a monkey? You hairy motherfucker. What is all that hair? Unfucking believe. I could look at myself and know immediately that I'm from some kind of a orangutan common ancestor. And you go, oh, God himself crafted this eyebrow onto me. I mean, the fucking nerve. Those are the monkiest people are the ones that don't believe in evolution the most.
Oh, the monkiest? The most monkey-like? Do you know what the Mormons believe? That Jesus came to America?
Look at their happiness of them. You know Ryan Hamilton, that comic? He's a great comic, dude.
That guy?
No, he's a Mormon. Ryan Hamilton, the comic. He was on The Last Guy Standing. He looks like Seinfeld. He's got big fucking teeth. No, he's from Idaho.
Oh, I don't know.
But he's great comic. He's a Mormon, and he's not like he's like a happy guy, cool. And like he's really cool. And I talked to him about it, and he doesn't know what I'm talking about. Some of this shit about Mormons, I heard. But remember the Bill Maher thing where they had, because I was talking like there's dumb beliefs where one day you're going to be judged by God, Jesus, and Joseph Smith. Every man will stand before. Like they just inserted their fucking dude in the ultimate.
Guy. Like what happened before him?
Well, that's what I said to Ryan Hamilton. It's like that's like telling me I'm going to be judged before before God, Jesus, and Natasha Leggero one day, and they will decide how good I was. And like, I get why two of you are allowed to judge me. But one of you seems like had a good agent.
Placed, yeah.
One of you, like Joseph Smith.
I heard they went down the list of just girl comics asking somebody to do it. It was just lower and lower and lower.
Probably because nobody. I felt for her, man. I felt for her because she fucking.
Whitney said no.
Yeah, like Whitney said no to that shit. It's probably a good payday, and like
Whitney was like, I'm not doing reality one, and I'm not judging people that are better than me.
She should have, because I think Natasha came out way more likable in the long run.
Probably, yeah.
Honestly, like I didn't really know Natasha. I like her way better from the show.
Yeah.
Well, she's on that cartoon I'm on too. So, but I don't know her.
Ugly
really.
Americans.
You know what I mean? But she was smart, dude.
She went on. At that point, you get treated like people see you as like, oh, that's a legitimate comedian.
This Whitney thing, man. I mean, does she like? I feel like this is punishment enough for her to have this show like that. I mean, she can't look at those quotes on a billboard and be happy, dude. She can't. It must hurt the shit out of her.
I don't know.
Do you know her?
I know her.
Like, what does she think? Because she's not like delusional, right? Like,
well, maybe it's just that her jokes, when they're written on paper like that, they just look different.
Yeah, a lot of shit looks like that, dude.
Where it's like, this looks like a premise I've heard, 15, 20 years ago. A lot of
it. But that's
like
when you realize, yeah, certain
really?
shit doesn't lend itself to quotes like that, dude.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. And dude, whenever I see like an interview or something like this, I did, like monkey face people shit I just did that was pretty blatantly racist just now. Uh-huh. That like, if there's no you just read that written, like it looks so harsh, dude. Like,
yeah,
there's things I say look really as abusive as they are, but I thought I was lessening the blow with my delivery.
My friend, as a manager, did that to me once. She was like trying to break down why we couldn't get premium blend, and she's like, just look at this stuff on paper. You think Jewish women are ugly people?
Yeah, but
You're supporting the Holocaust.
They're not ugly too, by the way.
A lot of them are. I'm starting to get converted a little bit.
I like Jew. I'm dating a Jewy girl.
They have to be really young.
I'm dating a young Jew. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You don't like that? See, that's the thing, man. I think
recently I've been into them a little bit.
You're really not into. She's not into Jewish guys. That's really weird. You guys don't want to fucking.
Yeah, they look too much. I don't know, too similar.
It's because it's family. That's why. It's because it's fucking family. You can see it.
Yeah, we look the same. That's why I hate
that's why
people
they
say
got
it's not a race. Like,
that's why these
Jewish
Jewish
out of a lineup. So how can you say it's not a race?
You're not really trying. That's why these Jewish women got to get their fucking nose circumcised before they get married.
So that they don't pass on the trait of the big nose.
So, well, no, they'll pass it on.
Mommy,
Nothing
Daddy,
can be
you
done
both
about
have
that.
small noses. How come I have a big nose?
I got a big ass fucking nose. I
Or
don't
a
know.
giant nose. Do you know what the Mormons believe? That they believe Jesus came to America with a bunch of Hebrews, and started the Indians. And later they said, no, they died off. The Indians were different people. But they also say this.
Yeah.
Jesus then went to the moon with a bunch of Jews.
With moon Indians?
And they call a race called the Lunarians. Where they still live to this day until we went to the moon.
Because that could be the same way Jehovah's Witnesses, where if you read the old Jehovah's Witness shit that they haven't revised the edition of yet, there's all kinds of hilarious stuff that we don't say no more, such as in God's new system of things, this is how fair and just it is, black people will be made white.
Oh, really? In heaven?
They're not going to have to be Negroes in heaven. No, not in heaven, on earth, in God's perfect system.
Term.
The mistake of the Hamitic... the Hamitic curse, because as you know, Ham. The black curse is not the mark of Cain. That's a huge like misunderstanding. Why would you use him as slaves then? His curse was he can't grow shit. So clearly you wouldn't. Oh. It's Ham, the curse of Ham.
Who is Ham?
Ham's the one that saw his father's. Well, I don't know. What did you say this means? No, he's Abraham, his son. He's one of Abraham's sons. He saw his father's nakedness instead of backing out of the tent when you see your dad's dick like any normal person.
Was it Noah's son?
It was Noah's son.
It was Noah's son. And so instead of that, he sucked it or something?
Well, that's the thing. It's
I think it was something like that.
But what did that? Because I was told they implied that he raped his dad when he saw his dad was naked.
Yeah.
I saw my dad naked once, and I was like, I instinctively did not rape him. I just backed out like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
In accordance with the Torah. But this guy...
I just
remember
seeing my dad naked and going like, those balls are gigantic.
Yeah, but
how can those be that long?
He saw them long balls, and I don't know if Ham was black to begin with, and that's why, or he turned black from that man-on-man rape. I don't know. I don't know. I'm asking you as a guy that studied.
I think it was a sexual.
It was sexual, viewing his father's nakedness.
That's what I remember. Yeah, it was like he did something weird.
But that can mean just a hando, dude. Does that even mean?
Could be. I don't know.
I mean, his dad didn't wake up. This is what I don't get.
His
dad's story is he was drunk. Noah was drunk and didn't realize he was getting his ass raped.
That's another one of those stories. Like that.
Yeah,
sure
you didn't,
days
Noah.
When we thought it was an excuse, but drunk is not so much of an excuse.
I've never been drunk enough to not remember a dick in my ass, dude. I've never. Like I mean, I remember being like black. And if you went for, if you tried to view my nakedness, so to speak, let's put it in the language of your people. Let's say you tried to view my fucking nakedness and take advantage of me, I would wake up, okay, and put a stop to it.
There's this rumor about the Comedy Store. This guy, Mark Ellis, he got drunk. He's a super drinker. And got drunk and passed out in a bed. And then next to him in this bed in the morning was this guy, Jerome Clary, who's a super gay.
Oh, really?
And they might have had some level of clothing on. I'm not really sure.
And what, was it a joke or did he do something?
I don't really know, but he didn't remember going to bed with him. And they were just next to each other. It was something that got Mark Ellis embarrassed for like 4 or 5 years, so we kept saying it. I don't remember the whole story. Yeah,
well, I mean, listen, dude, let's be honest. There's no homo rumors about people that aren't gay. I mean, there's not. Nobody straight has a gay rumor about them.
That is not true.
Well, tell me who.
I don't know.
Not to say that they're gay through, because I don't think that it's so cut and dry as I think some people will do some shit and some won't, but...
Yeah. But the only thing...
If there's a rumor you did something gay, you probably did, isn't there? And here's why. Let's say you start the rumor tomorrow about me. I mean, I'm not well known, but let's say you start a rumor that I'm gay.
Yeah.
I think people are like, really? He is? About me? And I'll be like...
No.
I'll probably be like, yeah, I'm gay. As a joke, I'll be like, I'm totally gay, dude. And you know what I mean? Like... But that wouldn't have legs, that rumor. That would not persist.
Oh, you mean people wouldn't believe it?
If you made a rumor about me that I'm gay, it would not persist. And you could even add details, like I heard he fucking saw his father's nakedness or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have legs. And I wouldn't have to get a lawyer to sue you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not gay. And, if there's a rumor that Velvet, talk to any gay Israeli dude, that Velvet Mafia shit is real. It's not the Jews who control the world. It's closet homosexuals. That's who's really in control.
Why?
And that's who makes it the hardest on gays.
And nothing holding them back?
They're even more powerful than the faculties of Jews, whose faculties are pretty respectable.
They have gays with their full powers at their disposal. No one's trying to anti-gay them.
Well, it's just nerds and gay. That's the thing I always say about black people aren't right to their nerds and gays. Is it's that like gays get shit done. And
Yeah, they do.
And nerds get shit
I live
done.
in West Hollywood. That's a clean community.
Do you see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
like, straight men wouldn't get all this shit done like this or be able
Mm-hmm.
to run things. It's a guy with a wide stance who's really into details, you know?
Yeah.
Like a little bit of OCD. The OCD that comes from loving balls.
Also, you can here's the deal. If I get laid once or twice a week, like I'm fine.
Oh, what time is it, dude?
I don't know.
I gotta go do those fucking shows.
What time do you do it?
Oh, 7:22. We got time.
Okay. I guess we should wrap up something. I don't know, we're still okay. What were we just talking about? Who knows? We have not really finished off this Mormon situation or Jehovah's Witness at all.
What was the? What were you trying to
digress.
find out about that?
I don't know, just why you left. And then, like, do your
Pussy,
parents?
dude. We said that at the
Are your
outset.
parents mad at you?
My dad's dead. My mom.
To you?
My mom's gonna just take it.
Yeah.
My mom wouldn't stop talking to her kids. Some Jehovah's Witness families will all stop talking to you for that, but my mom wouldn't.
Yeah.
She's not gonna sit shiva for me or some shit. You know? Is that how you say it?
Yeah. My uncle wouldn't. Both his sons married non-Jews, and he wouldn't go to his first son's wedding. And the first son had to tell him, "It's like, you ruined my wedding. Don't ruin the other guys. Come, just fuck."
And then he got his shit together.
He went. Yeah. It's like he wouldn't dance or something like that. But it's like
He went, but he wouldn't dance.
Yeah. There's always a line.
That's when my girl only have like a tiny taste of my bacon that I'm eating.
Yeah.
She has a certain level of morals about it.
I love when people do that. I might had a roommate that said he wouldn't keep Pesach, which means you can't eat like leavened bread. But what he would do is take bread and smash it down to make it look flat.
Oh, he'd leaven his own bread?
And de-leaven it, yeah. But I'm like, that doesn't work at all.
Oh, I think it's still full of
something.
leaven. I mean, you're actually compressing more leaven into a smaller space.
More per
Well, he'll
per
be
bite.
killed by your fucking vicious volcano
Vengeful
god for that.
Yeah, but those Christians used to pray for me, and I was like, that's not fair. That's not fair that...
Oh, you can pray for me. That's cool. If you're Mormon, you want to convert me or some shit.
Yeah.
If you're fucking right, go for it. I've given my life to Jesus probably 4 times when I was high and panicking.
Really? So you
Fuck
still got it
yes.
inside you a little bit. Like, it's in there.
What's in there is I want death insurance like everybody else fucking has, and I can't afford it because I'm not a fucking jerk off, and I'd like to be. That's all. It's as simple as that. I want death insurance.
I think that's why it was started in the first place. They're like,
Yes.
that can't be the end of it. We
And
toil
much
and
like
we
life
die.
insurance, it fucking costs a lot. You know what I mean?
Right.
To get or health insurance. Look at the compromise you have to make in life to have fucking health insurance, to get a job you hate.
No Big Macs.
And the things you have to put upon yourself to pay rent on your own fucking body, right? And the same thing for what's going to happen when I'm dead. Like, I mean, I don't want to say I don't give a fuck, because I do. Like, I don't want to die and shit, but like, I don't give a fuck in that way where I'm going to like take it and be a coward like that. Like, I'm just not, you know? I'm not going to fucking bury my talents because I thought my master was mean, and then
Yeah.
that old Jesus story.
Yeah, I guess they all did. I have a theory that's what kept black people down a lot longer.
Do you know the prodigal son story? That's one of my other favorite Bible stories. The prodigal son.
Abraham killing Isaac?
No, the prodigal son. I can't. It's
Prodigal son returns. I don't
the
really
prodigal
know
son
what
might be Jesus. Not, you know what? It's Jesus. Sorry,
It's version 2.
but it's about
Fellowship of the Rings.
a guy has two. Is because the Jews were mad that were converting, that these new guys were coming in or something.
Oh yeah, they said you had to convert to Judaism first and then convert to Christianity.
like some paperwork.
Yeah.
you know, some kind of bureaucratic.
They're like,
some
"Why?
lawyer
I
shit.
can't just go straight
obviously.
to that. And they're like, nope. You gotta
But it's like some rich man has 2 sons, right? And one son does what he's supposed to do.
yeah.
Okay. And he works in his father's fields like you're supposed to, and probably marries some fucking Jewish bitch his dad wanted him to marry. And
I
his
hate
brother takes his whole fortune and goes, just give me all my money. I fucking hate this shit.
Up front.
Up front. And his father does. He loves them both. That son goes off and parties. He goes to a big city, right?
Yeah.
He spends money on whores, getting drunk. It describes it that way. Like he whores and then he's finally like in a really bad way, like intervention level bad.
Yeah.
And he has to come crawling back home.
The prodigal son returns.
The prodigal son returns to his father. It's about how Christ will always forgive you. That's really a story.
All right. Take advantage.
It's whole, yeah. And so the father comes back and he goes, "Oh my God, my son is home." He comes back. I can't remember all that guilty shit you guys have to do about like sackcloth and ashes. I think he does all that.
Yeah.
I think I
Sit
don't
on the
remember. But he
floor.
comes to his dad,
Sitting
and his
shit, yeah,
dad
you got
is
it.
like, "First of all, I'm so happy. Slaughter my finest fucking livestock. You know, the most precious thing to
Let's eat
ancient
them.
Jews,
Yeah.
like whatever the hell they ate, and
Cattle.
yeah, slaughter that up. Get all
Slaughter the
my
shit out of
best
that.
shit. Okay, we're gonna fucking. This is the best thing.
Marsh
I'm
some
so
potatoes
happy.
into it.
And his other son, his diligent son, who did what he was supposed to. Okay,
Yeah.
who goes, why this fuck up just fucking left.
Yeah.
Okay? And then now he comes back. He blows all the fucking money, by the way. Like, I'm over here taking care of the family business. Well, this jerk off
blows his.
It doesn't care about us. He fucking leaves. And his father and Jesus, and that's the point. Like, his father goes, there's more rejoicing in regaining a lost member of the flock than keeping a member. Jesus actually fucking says that. So basically his dad
There's
tells
more
him,
joy in what?
In when someone returns to their faith for God than a guy that stayed. And that is profound, because that's what his dad's telling him. Listen, I like your brother because you're a fucking punk and a suck up, basically, and your brother's fucking cool as shit, and he's got awesome stories, and he told me to go fuck myself, and that's a guy I want to hang out with. And you fucking faggot that's saying songs about me all day like a pussy ass Christian, and you all day long talk to me like some fat bitch that needs to be worshipped. I don't respect you. I take you for fucking granted. That's what Christ himself was saying to everyone. If you stay, he prefers a Charlie Sheen
over a ground out
over an Estevez, just like fucking that Patrice's thing. He prefers a Sheen over an Estevez. That was one of the fucking.
God prefers a Sheen over an Estevez.
Well, Patrice had that. Like, that was one of Patrice's awesome bits that when they did on the roast. Which,
if you watch the roast of Charlie Sheen, Kurt Metzger, excuse me.
wrote for it. So I mean,
for it and wrote for Patrice. Especially.
I know how to say hurtful things about people. Don't think I don't. I know how to be abusive to people. All right, I gotta go, dude.
Okay.
All right, well, cool, man.
Do you have a website? Where are you gonna be in like 3 months? Anywhere? 2 months? Do you have any gigs?
On the bus to Giraldo Town.
All right. Oh, do Twitter or something.
Fame.
You should get on Twitter so people can follow you. How do you get fans? You don't do shit.
Yeah, I'm bad. I'm bad about it. I'm working on an hour.
Do you have any gigs coming up in the next
I'm on Ugly Americans. I do a zombie voice, so we're coming back for another season, which is cool. But there's only like 3 episodes. There's only 3 more episode paychecks to me, but there'll be another season coming. And I'm going to do an hour for Comedy Central, which I'm not done with, so I don't have a day for that. Good. Yeah, my half hour's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
And then anything I'm not happy with is not because anything with them. Like they did what they could with it, you know.
You're just sick of that material now.
Well, it's done. Like I got an album. Kurt Metzger talks to young people about sex that you could download from Comedy Central records or iTunes and all that shit. Or probably you could steal it. I mean, I don't want you to, but who am I to tell people not to steal music?
Oh, I would. I'm thinking of naming my album BitTorrent. This album. I just want people to have it.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, you could buy the tracks individually. It's not hard, so you can even find the ones that you think are funny. I mean, I cover everything from rape to forced sex, so it's going to be everything from rape to surprise sex.
You ever record your Michael Jackson bit anywhere?
That's on that album. The Michael Jackson bit is on that album.
That was a really good one. That was a really good one.
I wish I wrote more than one good joke, honestly, is what I realize now.
All right, have fun with your sets.
All right, brother. Later.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. That was Ari Shaffir Skeptic Tank number 24, stamped and recorded in the books. It's done. As I said, old episodes are available on deathsquad.tv or the Death Squad iTunes channel or on arishafir.com. Stitcher, I don't know how the fuck you get those. It's a whole weird world. In other news, my storytelling show, This Is Not Happening Presents, that's what I call it, last week was a complete success. Margaret Cho was fucking hilarious. God damn it, she was good. She told this story. It got serious for a little while, but it was so fucking funny. The best line, it's the hardest I've ever laughed at molestation. They were all childhood stories. We called the show Wonder Years. But the one line I remember, I'll tell you one line only. She was talking about the uncle who molested her when she was little. She goes, I didn't want to see him at the family reunion. It was going to be awkward because we never officially broke up. I love that so much. She was amazing. Joey Diaz was awesome. Steve Simone was crazy funny. Todd Glass was amazing. Bobcat Goldthwait was really, really funny. It was just a great show. I do these once a month. They're called This Is Not Happening. The next one's October 20th at the Improv in Los Angeles at 8 o'clock. I keep it $5 because I really want it to be just about the experimental art form and not really about making any money or anything or holding anyone to any sort of standard. So come out. They're great stories. Usually 1 sucks and 4 are amazing. I haven't picked a theme for the next one, but it'll be something.
And hopefully these podcasts will be available once a week on Mondays. I'm trying to get them out on Mondays. We'll see. I'm not that organized. I'm a comedian. Special thanks to Brian Redband Reichel for helping me get this started in the first place. Also special thanks to Mr. Mark Marin, who helped me get all the recording equipment set up. Appreciate it. And that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's unclear or you can't hear anything, if it's horrible mistakes, please find me on Twitter and tell me at Ari Shaffir. That's it. Peace out, yos.
To pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way.